Clearly, they didn't like that sentiment of what they felt was an insult to Christians around the world, particularly that scene of the Last Supper.
So the French Catholic Church has come out and criticised that Last Supper parody, which was performed by drag queens, as you said. You're near the Vatican in Rome. Have there been other reactions from the Catholic world specifically?
Well, we haven't heard specifically from the Vatican, but we have heard now from those French bishops, as you mentioned. I mean, they started off talking about how there were moments of beauty and joy during the ceremony, but they deeply regretted what they said was scenes of derision and mockery of Christianity. They said Christians could be hurt by these excesses and provocation.
I knew it. Christians are freaking out about the Olympics opening ceremony.
Yes, they finally sent out an apology after receiving massive backlash on social media, and they had to even delete the clip on all social media platforms. Very concerning. According to this article recently put out by The Guardian's, Paris Olympic organizers apologized to Christians for Last Supper parody. I don't know what actually came over them to do this, because a lot of people don't see it to be normal.
Christians are freaking out about the Olympics opening ceremony. I was watching it last night. In fact, I don't think I finished it all the way because I had some people come over. But as soon as I saw that love section where there was like a very androgynous person and it was like a three-way and they went into the room and they were just feeling each other, it didn't show them kissing. I was like, oh, the Christians are going to go wild. But it didn't stop there. Did you see the part where they're like on these little whoop-de-doop things going like this? Yeah, well, then there was people in the street that were dancing and there was two guys holding hands and they kissed. Better than that, there was a very, very gay fashion show. I mean, it opened with Gaga. So we're talking men in heels. We're talking ballerinos who are walking on point. And then they had drag queens. And I called it from the very first moment I saw anything homosexual on that. I was like, they are going to think this is some right-wing thing when they don't realize that, hey, other countries exist and they're not all like America. They don't all have this weird anti-trans thing. A lot of countries out there are very accepting of people just being people and having freedom. But they think that for some reason the entire world is going to change because America has been homophobic, transphobic in the past couple of years, passing all these anti-LGBTQIA laws. So of course the Christians are taking it as an attack. It's no longer family-friendly program.
Yes, this is coming after they deleted all the videos on social media. When I click on their YouTube channel to see if I can see the opening ceremony video, you will not see it. A lot of people on social media, especially X, had strike on their account after posting this video. For them to come out and say, oh, this is the issue, they had to go around, start deleting video before apology is coming out. I'm going to read out this apology so you can understand exactly what they sent out. A lot of people are concerned with this. Some decided not to watch this, even boycott anything linking to this as a result of what they saw yesterday. Some advertisers, people advertising with this Olympic, had to pull off ads like, we cannot continue. That is to tell you the kind of backlash these people receive. If they are coming to apologize, then you need to know what is going on.
The opening ceremonies of the Olympics occurred and something strange happened in my eyes was how they portrayed the Last Supper. What did you think about that?
I thought it was absolutely disgusting. It is, to me, blasphemy at the highest order. And if it had been of another faith that they were mocking, particularly a faith that is growing rapidly within France because of its immigration problem, that would never have been allowed to happen. And for us as Christians, we've been far too soft for far too long to let this blasphemy and this mockery of our faith continue. It wasn't just the Last Supper, the portrayal of death riding the white horse, the obeisance paid to the golden calf, which is, symbolism of what happened in the wilderness when Israel was between Egypt and the Promised Land. It is just a complete mockery of the Judeo-Christian faiths, and I personally find it abhorrent. I think it's absolutely disgusting.
It's Dr. Roger Gewolb. Roger, did you see that opening ceremony?
It was a brat summer event. I mean, that Last Supper, boop, bop. I mean, I was so. This is France. This is the home of some of, if not the world's greatest culture, cuisine, art, literature. I mean, even today, where did they get the imbeciles that came up with this desecration of Christianity, of Leonardo da Vinci, of so much beauty and so much that's sacred, and turn it into that disgusting vomitory scene. I mean, I had to get some Silabang to clean my television screen. I made so much sick all over it. I mean, I came here from France. I'm bilingual. When I'm in Paris, where my daughter lives, I'm French, I just couldn't believe. I don't know what French people must be feeling today watching that. It's from the planet. It's from the second furthest planet, the one just before Neptune. I'll let our viewers figure that one out. It's disgusting.
Do you know what? What I don't understand, I've ranted on about this a lot already, but the Olympics is all about inclusion. And to me, that Olympic ceremony was the opposite.
Totally.
That is a tiny slither of an elite imposing their ideology on us, having complete disrespect for the vast majority of the world's population who would watch that and frankly be horrified, having to cover their children's eyes.
And the International Olympic Committee members sitting in there, as always, lavish hotel suites, ordering lobster for their chauffeurs and champagne for their mistresses and all the rest of the disgusting expense that they cause. I mean, do you know they spent, what was it, $40 million to build in 2012 that stand here, which they tore down because it was too far to drive about 25 miles. They spent it's obscene. And that these people would allow that to happen and think that that was entertaining. I mean, it made me sick. It made me violently ill. If I didn't have a new television, which I'm still paying off, I would have taken a chair and I would have swung it and broken the damn thing.
Once again, I am pissed off. Our world is an absolute shit show and needs all of our prayers. I get on Facebook to do a little scrolling, and the first thing I see is that the Olympics opened with mocking.
Yes, when you take a look at this article, they recently put out the organizing committee of Paris 2024 has apologized to Catholics and other Christian groups who were outraged by a scene during the opening ceremony that evoked Leonardo da Vinci, the Last Supper painting with drag queens, a trans model, and a singer made up as a Greek god of wine. The parody of the biblical scene performed against the backdrop of the river Seine was intended to interpret then also and raise awareness of the absurdity of vow between human beings, organizers wrote on Earth, but the committee was forced to apologize after the performance caused outrage among Catholic Christian groups and conservative politicians around the world. Clearly, there was never an intention to show disrespect to any religious group. The opening ceremony tried to celebrate community tolerance. The Paris 2024 spokesperson and told a press conference, "We believe these ambitions was achieved. If people have taken any offense, we are really sorry."
As voters, what we need